The Forbidden Crown. Introduction. Setting. A thriving African kingdom surrounded by savannas and rich rivers. Characters. Queen Nandi, a wise, loving but strong-willed queen. King Oba, a just but distant ruler, more focused on the welfare of the kingdom than his family. Princess Adeola, beautiful, ambitious, and deeply flawed, yearning for power and her father's approval. The kingdom's law forbids any unnatural relationship between family members. Inciting incident. Princess Adeola begins harboring inappropriate feelings for her father, fueled by jealousy and desire for power. Rising action. Adeola envies her mother's position as queen and plots to replace her. Adeola uses manipulation and deceit to isolate her mother from her father. The Forbidden Crown, an ancient artifact rumored to bring ultimate power, is revealed to be connected to the kingdom's downfall if misused. Climax. Adeola poisons her mother during a royal feast. The queen's death shocks the kingdom. Adeola convinces her father to make her queen, pretending to be a supportive and loving daughter. Resolution. The Forbidden Crown exacts its curse. The kingdom begins to crumble under Adeola's reign. Adeola descends into madness, haunted by visions of her mother. The truth of her crime is revealed. 5. Conclusion and lesson summary. The kingdom mourns its loss and rebuilds. The story concludes with a moral. Greed and unnatural desires lead to ruin, and power gained through evil can never bring happiness. The Forbidden Crown. The Kingdom of Olorin. In the heart of the African savanna, where the sun kissed the golden fields and rivers carved paths to the fertile lands, there was a mighty kingdom called Olorin. The kingdom thrived under the rule of King Oba and Queen Nandi, whose wisdom and fairness were celebrated far and wide. King Oba was a man of strength and justice, admired for his ability to lead with integrity. But his duties as king often kept him away from his family. Queen Nandi, on the other hand, was the heart of the palace. She was a beacon of kindness and intelligence, loved by the people and respected for her unyielding loyalty to the kingdom. Their only child, Princess Adeola, was known for her beauty. Her skin gleamed like the night sky, and her eyes sparkled with ambition. But beneath her charm lay a shadow, a growing jealousy toward her mother. Adeola longed for her father's attention, which she felt her mother monopolized. As she grew older, that longing twisted into something darker. She began to covet not only her father's love, but also her mother's crown. The Forbidden Crown. One evening, during a full moon, Adeola overheard the palace elders speaking in hushed tones about an ancient relic, the Forbidden Crown. It was said to be hidden deep within the royal vault, guarded by layers of enchantments. The crown is not meant to be worn, one elder said. It holds the curse of destruction for anyone who claims it unjustly. But its power is unmatched, another added. It could make a ruler invincible. Adeola's heart raced. She imagined herself wearing the crown, ruling as queen beside her father. The idea consumed her thoughts, and the seed of her plan was planted. The plot. Adeola began to distance her father from her mother subtly. She would plant doubts in King Oba's mind, saying, "Father, mother seems distracted lately. I worry she may not have the kingdom's best interests at heart." King Oba, preoccupied with affairs of state, did not notice the manipulation. He began to grow distant from Queen Nandi, who, despite her suspicions, trusted her daughter too much to believe she could betray her. Meanwhile, Adeola secretly sought the palace herbalist to create a poison. She lied, saying it was for pest control in the royal gardens. The herbalist, unaware of her intentions, complied. The feast. The royal feast to celebrate the harvest season was a grand affair. The palace was filled with music, laughter, and the aroma of roasted meats and spices. Queen Nandi, as always, sat beside King Oba, her presence radiant. Adeola watched from across the hall, the vial of poison hidden in her sash. Her hands trembled, but her ambition was stronger than her guilt. She approached her mother with a goblet of wine, her smile as sweet as honey. "Mother, "A toast to your health and wisdom," she said, handing her the goblet. Queen Nandi took the drink without suspicion, raising it high before taking a sip. Moments later, her hand went to her throat, her eyes wide with shock. She collapsed, and the hall erupted in chaos. The rise and fall. Adeola pretended to mourn her mother, gaining her father's trust and sympathy. Over time, she convinced him to let her take on more responsibilities, eventually persuading him to crown her as queen. But the forbidden crown, which she stole from the vault, began to reveal its curse. The once prosperous kingdom suffered droughts and plagues. The people whispered of the crown's curse and Adeola's unworthy claim. Adeola's guilt manifested as haunting visions of her mother. She saw Queen Nandi's spirit in mirrors, heard her voice in the wind, and felt her presence in the shadows. Madness consumed her, and her reign became tyrannical. The truth unveiled. The truth of Queen Nandi's death eventually came to light when the herbalist, racked with guilt, confessed to providing the poison. The people rose against Adeola, demanding justice. King Oba, heartbroken by the betrayal, banished Adeola to the forest, where she lived in isolation, haunted by her deeds until her final days. Conclusion and lesson summary. The story of Princess Adeola became a cautionary tale in Oloran. The kingdom rebuilt itself under new leadership, guided by the wisdom of the elders. The lesson was clear. Ambition without integrity leads to ruin, and power gained through treachery comes at the highest cost.